Okay, guys, we are working with a new camera here, so hopefully everything is good. I'm sorry that I'm a few minutes late. It just took me a little bit trying to reconfigure it. I keep looking over here because I have two screens now, which is awesome. I just got a new monitor over like Black Friday, and it's really nice to have both because now I've got the camera here and I can see chat over here, and it's all super, super neat. Anyway, just trying to last minute fix everything here. But excited to get into this topic today because I asked a lot of you guys when I made my video, I don't know, I guess it's been a few weeks now, about why I waste money at Disney World, which was in response to a tweet of somebody who was a little bit aggressive, asking why people go to Disney over and over again. It's a waste of money. Why not travel to other countries, etc. A lot of you guys know I do travel to other countries. In fact, I probably take an international trip once every, I don't know, once every like year or year and a half or so. So I do that, but I also like going to Disney World and spending my money there as well. And so I made a video that was kind of my response to that, of why I do that, even though I can go to all these other places. And I had a lot of you guys, you know, come in and give me your comments about why you did it. Hey, Damien, that's Disney. Oh my God, watching from Disneyland. That is amazing. I am jealous. Really, really jealous. That is so, so cool. I hope you're doing all the rides and all the fun things, and it's not nearly as crowded as when I went there for Columbus weekend. I hope it's better. I don't know how it is over there with holiday stuff. I assume it's just as bad as Disney World. That's my assumption. So I collected together a few of the comments that people left me, because people left me some really, really lovely comments that were just so interesting and heartfelt, and their stories about why they go to Disney World as often as they do, whether they do or don't go to other countries or places or not. And I think a lot of us do. I think a lot of the people who do make these recurring trips to the parks very much are travelers in other aspects of our lives. Hey, it's Jimmy from Critical Reviews is here. Hey, how is it going with you, Jimmy? I hope everything's going good over on your channel. Guys, I love his channel. You should check it out if you like all kinds of pop culture, video games, movies, stuff. You definitely want to check Critical Reviews out. Highly recommend it. So I had promised that if people had left me comments about why that they go to Disney time and again, that I would make a video about it. And I thought, what better of a way to do it than to do it with a stream, and to kind of spark discussion with some of you who may have not have submitted comments, or who have other thoughts about what brings you back to Disney time and time again. Human Person says, save money, live better, go to Disney. I like that. I mean, I don't know if you're saving money, but I do agree that living better is going to Disney. So I'm going to kick it off with this first one, which is from JDE Loach 9, that said, my wife and I love to travel. We've been to many other countries around the world, but we also love Disney and love going to Disney World, Disneyland, and the international parks, as well as Disney Cruise. I think whatever you enjoy doing and whatever makes you happy, you should do. We all work hard for our money, so we should do with it whatever makes us happy, which I think is so important. It's all about whatever makes you happy and not someone else judging you based on what you want to spend money on, right? You know, I said in my video, like, I have friends who literally spend all their money on Broadway plays, like, and musicals, and I love going to musicals, don't get me wrong, but personally, I don't find the value in going like all the time. I go to key shows that I like to go to, but for them, you know, going to like as many shows as possible is really important to them. And just as much as for some people, going to Disney World is really important for them. So I think that's a really key thing. And then there's another great comment that I wanted to bring up. from Dina Farmer, who says, "Hi Christine, the reason I go to Disney over and over again is that is where my family started. Although I visited it as a child, I didn't love nearly as much as I do as an adult, and my husband asked me to marry him at Tokyo Disneyland. Since then, Disney Parks has held a very special place in my heart. It is the first trip I took my oldest son on, and it is just a place that symbolizes, in general, a happy place for my family to visit. Although we do travel to other countries in the world, it is just a place I know and love." I love that she said that Disney's where her family started because it's where her husband proposed to her. I think that is amazing. And then I feel like from there you make these like amazing like memories, not only with your husband, but with your kids, and hopefully one day with your grandkids. Like, that's such a cool place to have all of that start. So thank you, Dina, for sharing that. That's such a really special story. I think it's just really, really neat. Hi, Veronica. Thank you for joining. Hi, Taven. Thank you for joining. We are going through some of the comments that people left me on my old video on why they go to Disney over and over again. Why is it special to them? I wanted to share some of them because they were just so great. And if you have something to say about why you go over and over again, why it's special to you, why you spend your money there, why you think it's worth it, let me know in the chat, and I would love to read it out and have a discussion about it because I think it's really great. I mean, it's December, it's holiday time, it's feel-good time, so we're talking about why Disney makes us feel good and why we like to go there and make memories, which I think is awesome. Cool. So this other great one that we had was actually from Jimmy. I'm so glad you're here because I had your comment on this list. Jimmy is Critical Reviews in the chat, guys, but I really loved your comment. It said, for me, it is a mixture of things that make me want to head down to Florida each and every chance I get. First off, like you, I went a lot as a kid. I was very privileged to go down a bunch when I was younger, so nostalgia plays a large factor. Second, the interactions with cast members and patrons alike is phenomenal. The cast is always so friendly and can downright make a trip for me. When standing in line for an attraction or waiting to sit for a show, I enjoy chit-chatting with like-minded folks around me. We all came here for the same reason, to have fun and escape reality for a while. I love the thrill of the ride and the reassurance that I know what I'm getting into. When traveling to new places can be exciting, but a good time is far from guaranteed. With Disney, I know I'm going to have a ball every time I go, which I think is a big reason why people go, right? I mean, like I've said, like there's something fun and exciting about a brand new place, but it's true, you can't guarantee that you're going to have a good time. And I've definitely been to places, both locally and internationally, that I'm like, okay, this was fine. You know, it wasn't what I expected. Maybe it was disappointing in some way or whatever. And that's just life, right? Like, that's just how things go. And even Disney, you know, sometimes you have trips that are not as perfect, but you do know what you're going to get. And I think that that's great. And I think the cast member thing is so key. I feel like that's a huge reason why we go, right? I think that the level of customer service is just unbelievable. And you can't, it's really hard to find that elsewhere. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, they're so well renowned for it that other companies come to them to have them train their employees how to be as good as they are, you know? So, fun Disney fan, nice to see you. Walking into my house after driving home from Disney. Awesome. What did you do today? Tell me in the chat. I would love to know what your adventures were today. So yeah, I think that's at times having been a huge draw for people. It's just like the actual cast members and the level of customer service that you get there is, you know, top notch compared to most other places and most other vacation destinations and all of that. So that's really, really cool. And I had this other really great one from Ryan Thompson, who says he's going in a couple of days for his 20th time overall and 17th with his wife. My enjoyment of Disney has changed throughout different stages of life, whether it was lighting up as a kid on the attractions or at the characters, enjoying some of the more adult activities as a couple, or now watching my kids soak in the magic. No matter why, though, there's always something new to experience or new ways to experience some of the same things. The more you go, the more you're able to dig deeper to enjoy some of the attractions and activities that you don't have time for when you're someone who has never been or only been a couple of times in their life. I totally agree with that as well. I think it's kind of wonderful when you've been several times and you're like, okay, I'm going to take the time to do the attractions I never do. Or I'm going to take the time to enjoy the ambiance or the the decor and the design that I never do, because when you go your first or second time, you're like rushing around. I have my friend who's coming in January who hasn't been in years, and yeah, I mean, our plants are kind of rushing around. And she's only there for like a few days, and then she leaves, and then we're there for a few more days. And I know that I'm going to slow down after she leaves so I can enjoy all of the other little detail things. But for her, you know, she has been 15 years, so yeah, you run around, you want to hit all the highlights, right? And you don't get to enjoy a lot of the other stuff because you just want to get all the big things in. Critical Review says, as someone who went to Disney World and Universal recently, I can say without a doubt that Disney World's employees are the best. They really are. I mean, you know, you're always going to have stories where something isn't exactly perfect. And I think because we have really high expectations of the cast members, like, you know, sometimes when you get a level of customer service that's average, people complain because they always expect stellar. But for the most part, I think they're always great. Human Person says, oh, for sure, the cast members are the nicest, even the grumpy ones. I mean, you know, always remember we're all human, right? They're human beings who are working in a situation where they're dealing with people day in and day out. And it can definitely get on your nerves. I mean, I work in social media. Part of my job is community management. And even though I'm not even face-to-face with people, like, there are days where people are so negative or like curse me out because they're upset with the company I'm community managing for. And even though I am not that company and I know I am not responsible for like the issue, which can happen to a lot of cast members, right? Like maybe a parade isn't working and people yell at them, right? They can't control that, but it gets to you after a while. So I think like always be mindful that cast members are human beings who are dealing with people in mass and they're doing really, really great jobs considering. So Jimmy says, seriously, they made my trip, especially the one in Disneyland USA. For some reason on Dinosaur and in the shop following, those folks were super kind. Yeah, Dinosaur people are always super awesome. I've noticed this. They were the ones that when it was really quiet, let me and one of my friends ride Dinosaur twice in a row. We're going to let us ride 3 times in a row. They're just incredibly nice people. Fun Disney fan says, just have to say, I went to Magic Kingdom yesterday and every garbage can was overflowing. I left my hotel this morning after a busy late night. I mean, I'm going to chalk it up to holidays. I know it's been crazy there. So as a lot of you guys know, Rob of Rob Plays is down there. He's in Florida for a month, not Disney World for a month, as sweet as that would sound. He actually has family in Tampa. I was just combining the words family and Tampa together. Famla. He has family in Tampa, so he's staying with them most of the days and then doing Disney on like weekends. And he has been telling me like, man, it is crazy crowded. And I think when that happens, it gets tough with them in terms of like cleanup and stuff. Unfortunately, we've also heard that there have been like, you know, some downsizing with cast members and stuff. And I'm wondering if maybe it's just been hard for them to keep up, you know, with all the crowds. Damien Does Disney says, I love this discussion. Cast members are amazing. I'm about Fast Pass and get on Roger Rabbit Toon Spin. Hopefully I'm back in time to continue. Have fun on Roger Rabbit. I think the one time I went on that, it broke down when I was in line, but we waited it out and I got on it, so it was all good. But have fun, Damien. Yeah, so I think that probably is it. It's just a lot of people right now down there. I've heard it's been pretty nuts. Let's go to another comment that I have here. So Kevin Hitchcock says, I feel the same way. I went a couple times as a kid, and then I met my now wife right after she got back from working as a college program cast member at Disney World. She would constantly talk about how amazing it was, and she wanted to go back. It took us 6 years, but we finally went in 2016, and I took that opportunity to propose to her on Main Street. Aw. I thought I would have fun, but I didn't expect it to completely blow my mind as a 28-year-old. Little did I know that I was going to fall in love with the park and go again the year after for my birthday. Then my wife and I went to Disneyland for a honeymoon, and we're going back to Disney World in January because it's our happy place. It gives me a feeling that's kind of impossible to explain. I just always feel so happy and relaxed when I'm there. That's why I spent my money there. Yeah, me too. I always say, like, Disney's, like, the perfect antidepressant. Like, perfect anti-anxiety, anti-everything. You can just really go and I feel so relaxed when I'm there too. I really do. It's hard for me to be in a bad mood when I'm there. just enjoy it from the moment that I get on property. Like, moment that I get on Magical Express. It's just like, I feel good. I'm happy. I know I'm going to be taken care of. I know I'm going to have a good time. I'm really pumped for January because now we're staying in the cabins in Fort Wilderness, which we haven't done in several years. And like, you want relaxing. That's relaxing. Like, that whole resort is super relaxing and really, really nice. But I totally agree. It's just, there's kind of this like overwhelming calm feeling when you're there. And you're just like, yay, I'm home. I'm ready. I'm excited to have a good time. Jimmy says the ride will legit break your wrist if you aren't careful. Are we talking about Roger Rabbit? Human person says it's because people were trying to search for Stamos and peeking for Neil Patrick Harris. Oh yes, because John Stamos was there. Neil Patrick Harris was doing the candlelight processional. So was what's his name? Carlton. Alfonso Ribeiro is there. And Joey Fatone is doing Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, I saw. And as a big old school NSYNC fan, I'm all about that. I wish I could be there, but also not, because I don't want to go to Disney World on Christmas. That's legit how I feel. You said, yes, Roger Rabbit and the wheel in each car. It can be dangerous. I guess I never really thought about that. Like I said, I've only been on it once. And the cabins rock, very cool. Yeah, I'm really excited about the cabins. It worked out because we were supposed to be 6 people. Unfortunately, someone had to drop out. And it just made sense, instead of having 2 different hotel rooms with 5 of us now, to get the cabins and to split that. And even with my friend leaving after a couple of days and then it'll be 4 of us, like, the cost was still, it still made sense. And 4 people in a cabin is going to be real comfy. I will say we had 6 cabins have one bathroom, well, 1 bedroom technically, 1 bathroom, and, that was hard. 6 grown adults with 1 bathroom last time was tough. I think it's going to be a little better with 4 to 5 people. But a tip for that, Fort Wilderness has these things called like comfort stations around each of the loops. It's not just the camping loops, it's also in the cabin loops. There's several of them actually in the resort. And those comfort stations have like laundry, they have bathrooms, they also have showers. So that's always something to consider if like you feel like you're in a cabin and there's a lot of people and there's a long line for the bathroom. You can always be like, all right, I'm going to go down the path and walk to the nearest comfort station and just go to the bathroom, maybe brush my teeth there or whatever it is. So they have those around the resort, which is good to know. Veronica Jude says, I go every week and usually my mom or husband, but going solo to the parks really helped me when I was fighting depression. Thank you for sharing that. I myself have, I've talked about this on my channel briefly, but I was diagnosed with general anxiety disorder when I was 16, and I'm 32 now, so it's a long, many years of dealing with it. Throughout the years, it has fluctuated. Some years were worse, some years I'm fine. But I do also find that going by myself, ironically enough, I feel like a lot of people find anxiety in going alone, but I found that it does really help. There's something about just spending some time with yourself and having some fun with yourself and being in a place that is comfortable and that is happy and that just and feels, I don't know, some people think that Disney feels fake happy. I have never felt that way. I really feel like there is a genuine happiness there of a lot of people who are there, and I think when you're around that kind of feeling, it really lifts you up. It really, really does. So, Fun Disney Fan says, just have to say, after seeing Candlelight Procession for the first time with Whoopi Goldberg, and I wish the show had more narration. I admit I've never seen it. I missed the live stream with Neil Patrick Harris, so I haven't seen it. I do need to catch it because some of you know that Rob's girlfriend Kat is in it. We couldn't really say anything for a long time. I knew about this like, I don't know, a month plus ago that she was going to be doing it, and I was so excited for her, but I couldn't tell anybody. She's a phenomenal singer, by the way, like phenomenal. Her and her sister. It just runs in the family, I guess. So now I need to like catch the videos from this year because she's in it. But I've never seen it. Like I said, I've never been for the holidays, so. Fun Disney Fan says, as a constant Fort Wilderness camper, I have to say the comfort stations are the best when in a motorhome with many people. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I think motorhomes for sure. I think people in the cabins can use it too, and they don't think about it because they're like, well, we have a cabin. you know, like that should be fine. But I'm telling you, 1 bathroom, 6 people is so tough. Julian, hey, thank you for joining. Julian just joined the stream. Hello, hello. We are just talking about that video that I did a while ago about why I waste money on Disney, and then I've been reading through some of people's comments about why they waste money on Disney World, why they love it, why they keep coming back, and we're talking about that as well in the chat. So if you have something to add in there, you know, feel free. Damien is back, guys. Damien is literally in Disneyland right now. He's like watching the live stream. I appreciate that so much. You're in Disneyland. You should be enjoying Disneyland, and yet you're watching this live stream. I appreciate that. Yeah, how was Roger Rabbit? I guess that was pretty quick, but I guess the ride's pretty quick. You had a fast pass, so I guess it's pretty quick. Damien, you're like my live Disneyland, you know, reporter right now. You just have to tell us, how's the crowds? How's the weather? How's everything going there? Just gonna have some of my coffee. I have my old school coffee mug. So these are old. We bought these in, I don't know. My mom bought these. I want to say they were, I don't know, 90s, maybe early 2000s. So we have a bunch of these. Goofy, Mickey, Minnie. They're great. Damien says it was great. Only 5-minute wait, fast pass. Julian says I'm a Disneylander, so if I wasted money on anything Disney, it was a pass. That's awesome. I'm so glad to see so many more Disneyland people, you know, here in the chat and here on the channel. Because for a long time I got obviously a lot of Disney World people, but I love Disneyland, and I'll be back there next year for D23, and I just love, like, I love getting perspectives from both coasts, and like, it's so great. So thank you for being here. I love having you guys here in the chat. Fun Disney fan is asking Damien, how are the Disneyland crowds right now? Are Max Passes gone yet? Now we're just having Disneyland discussion. Well, I mean, you know, Damien there, it's great. Like, let's know. Give us all the good stuff. In the meantime, I'm gonna go through one more comment that I have here. I'm just gonna pull this up. So this one was from the Lion Queen, who says, oh, I like that name, the Lion Queen. She's been in Disney World, Disneyland, and Disneyland Paris a combined total of 22 times, a majority in the past 5 years. And she's 22 years old, and people tell her that it's crazy. She says, I'm at an age where a lot in life changes, but one thing has always remained the same, and that is Disney. Sure, the parks have changed over time, cough, cough, Hollywood Studios, but the feeling of home I have every time I go has stayed the same. Even in France, during my first visit to Disneyland Paris, I felt at home because it was a Disney park. I absolutely love traveling to new places and try to go somewhere new as often as I can. I just got back from my first time in Puerto Rico, but those amazing adventures do not provide the feeling of home and consistency that a Disney vacation does. So again, I feel like this is a really common thought of like home, consistency. I know I'm gonna love it. I just feel comfortable there. And I think that that's really, and I think people get that with all kinds of vacations. It doesn't have to be Disney. You know, I've said my husband, he goes to Michigan every year. My family, or his side of the family has a cabin up there. Their families like have been going up there for like over 100 years, like generations. And for him, he goes every summer, and it is comforting. It's a second home. It is, he knows he's going to have a good time. I mean, so it doesn't have to be that Disney's the only place to find that. But I think that of this group of people, like, that's what we have found. We have found Disney to be that place for us, you know? What's going on in chat? Hey, Disney World Adventures. Glad to see you here. Jason Ben Solo. May the force be with us, indeed. Julian saying, favorite non-Disney park? Ooh, that is a good question. So when I was a kid growing up, we hit a lot of theme parks on the East Coast. We didn't have a ton of money. Like, my dad worked really hard, but he worked as a steel lather in the city. And, you know, we didn't have a ton of money to travel, like, really fancy places, so we'd hop in a car and we would drive somewhere. So I've been to Hershey Park, I've been to Busch Gardens, Virginia, I've been to Busch Gardens in Florida, I've been to Universal, where else? I feel like I'm blanking out. We've got some little tiny places up in up in New York, we've got Six Flags Great Adventure. Honestly, I think Universal, and I think Islands of Adventure is my favorite. Though with now Diagon Alley being in the other side, it's so good that like I don't really know. But I think I like Islands of Adventure because a lot of those rides just appeal to me. Like I love the Hulk. I think it's a fantastic roller coaster. Dueling Dragons, which is now, is it still called that? I don't even know. I know they like renamed it, whatever for Harry Potter. I think just like the rides appeal to me more on the Island of Adventure side. But Diagon Alley is freaking great. So I think it's like put the other side of it into the running. There are a lot of places I haven't been. I really want to go to Cedar Park. I keep talking about it with my husband. Like we keep trying to figure out when we can do that. We just want to do like 2 days, all the roller coasters we can possibly do. Or Cedar Point. Sorry, I said Cedar Park. So there's definitely a lot of theme parks out there that I haven't been to, but I would say Universal. Let's see, just going back a little bit. David, hi, thank you for coming. I'm so glad. He's new to the channel, but really liking it. I appreciate it. We have a lot of other really great channels that are like within the chat usually, so definitely check them out as well. But thank you. I'm really, really happy to have you here. Fun Disney fan says, Christine, have you seen anything about Tokyo Disney Sea before? What do you think about the rides there? I've been looking into Tokyo and been intrigued by Disney Sea most. What I know of it, I have a couple friends who've been there. It is gorgeous. I have been told that hands down is one of the most beautiful theme parks, period. Like not just Disney, just like in general. Like it's apparently absolutely amazing in person. And so I don't think you're the only one who thinks that Disney Sea is the most intriguing. It's really weird that you brought this up because a friend and I were just talking about going to Tokyo like last night. Not anything too soon, but something that we've been thinking about. I think everything in Tokyo is pretty amazing, and Shanghai. I mean, they've just got these rides with like absolutely amazing technology, and it makes me really hope that we'll see a lot of that in Disneyland soon. Just like their animatronic capabilities and all of that are just amazing. But I'm all for it. I think that those parks are amazing. I really want to go, and if you have the opportunity to, I think you definitely should. Let's see. Julian says, Rye Playland for the win. Yes, I went to Rye Playland when I was a kid. Rye is like upstate from me. It's this tiny little amusement park. But I remember being surprised there. My parents surprised me. We thought we were going somewhere lame for the day, and then we went to Rye Playland. I was like, I don't know, 7 years old. It was very exciting at the time. Fun Disney fan says, I love Hershey Park. I love riding Skyrush and Fahrenheit. Yeah, it's been some years. When I went to Hershey Park, I want to say it was like 10 years ago. Maybe less, maybe a little less. But I do remember really liking it. I thought it was really neat. I was actually surprised by how good it was. It's such a weird theme park to be like named after and run by a chocolate company. And yet it's really cool. Julian says they got rid of Dueling Dragons 100%. Oh, okay. So last time I was there, it was still around, but this was a while ago. This was like several years ago. That makes me really sad because Dueling Dragons was awesome. Like you literally thought you were gonna like hit into the next, track of people. Damien Does Disney says, what's your favorite ride at Disneyland that you wish they had at Disney World? I would say probably Radiator Springs Racers. It's so good. Like, I would be fine with replacing Test Track with that. I know that sounds blasphemous, but it's so good. I mean, that or Guardians. I was so surprised at how much I absolutely loved Mission Breakout. It was so much fun. Like, unbelievably fun. So I'm sorry. I know there's a lot of people who are like, no, but you can't get rid of the Tower of Terror. But you know what? If it's going to go away for any reason, let's just have the Guardians ride because it's so good. A human person says, your thoughts on the rumors of the 2-year closure of Spaceship Earth for refurb? I am, on one hand, I'd be like, man, 2 years is a really long time. I would miss it. But I'm okay with it. I think it needs it. I think we could use a new narrator. I think that we could use a new ending. I think that, there's so much more to be said about the technology that we have now and the technology that we're making. And it feels dated. And I think it's totally okay to update it. If it's 2 years to do it, then it's 2 years to do it. And at least I feel like they're putting in the effort and the time to make it right. So, let's see. Jimmy says, Christine, what was the first ride you like to take first timers on at Disney World? Oh, that's a good question. So we've been having this back and forth of what we're going to do with my friends. I think sometimes you initially want to do Magic Kingdom first, right? Because that's quintessential Disney World, and that's what you want to show them. But we actually decided we're doing Magic Kingdom on her last day because we think ending her last night with Happily Ever After is going to be amazing. So I guess it depends on the park. If I start with Magic Kingdom, it would probably be a mountain. It's probably going to be Splash, Big Thunder, or Space. I just think they're super fun and super classic. If we're gonna start in Epcot, it would probably be Spaceship Earth, because again, a classic, and I just think, I don't know, that's a great way to introduce them to what the idea of Epcot was altogether. Hollywood Studios, probably Tower of Terror, again, classic, fun, thrilling, right there when you get in. And then Animal Kingdom, I would say Flight of Passage if it was possible, because, it's Flight of Passage. But if not, I would actually almost say, I lean towards Everest, but I would actually almost say the Safari, just because I think that that's a neat experience to have, first time. So that's what I would do, first ride for newcomers at each park, if I had to do it that way. Let's see. Fun Disney fan says, looking to Tokyo, Journey into the Center of the Earth looks better than Test Track and Radiator Springs Racers. I agree. Like I said, I think the international parks have this beat in a lot of ways. And I'd really like to see a lot of that come here. David says, do you prefer to fly in early and head to the parks, or fly in late and stay in a hotel first? That's a really good question. I have always done it where I flew in early and head straight to the parks. But as I get older, I've learned that I cannot do that as well because I get so tired on that first day. So, I did actually one trip recently book that extra night at the hotel. I was like, I'm going to suck it up, spend the money, fly in a little later, not super late, but maybe land around 6 or 7 p.m. If I feel up to it and the parks are open late, maybe I'll go. Or maybe I just settle in and catch dinner somewhere and relax. It is pretty nice. My only drawback from that is it is an extra night, right? You are spending more money for that extra night, but to be able to slow down and have a fresh start the next day is kind of like a game changer. So I think you have to decide if the extra money is worth the fresh start the next day. This trip we're actually doing somewhere in the middle. We probably won't actually get to the hotel until 1 or 2 o'clock, and then we're going to the parks, but there's no we need to have a 6 a.m. flight, we need to get spend the whole day in the parks, we're still taking it easy while still doing some park stuff on the first day. Jimmy says, I asked because I took my friend on Space Mountain and he wasn't into it. Well, does he not roller coasters? Was it too old for him? Because some people just find it too jerky or not fast enough or whatever. I wonder what his thoughts with that were. Human Person says, have you seen the clips of the new upcoming Beauty and the Beast dark ride coming to Tokyo Disneyland? Yes. Rob and I talked a little bit about this on the TTA podcast. It is unbelievable. That got me so excited. I love Beauty and the Beast. When I was a kid, I think the 2 Disney movies I watched the most was Lion King and the Beauty and the Beast, pre-Hunchback. I just was blown away by how fluid the animatronics are and how they move, and the ride vehicles, holy crap. That's going to be, I feel like they're going to do such a good job, and if they really pull off the, dancing scene in the ballroom, I feel like there's going to be tears on that ride. I really do. No, I think it's amazing. I think it's better than, the projected animatronics we see in, Frozen and Seven Dwarfs. And so I would love to see more of that here. Lynn, so good to see you. I love when you show up on my streams. Thank you. She says, if you had to choose between never going to any of the other Disney parks around the world again, or never going to Disney World again, which would you do? So right now, I've never been to the international parks. And so I think the easy answer is, yeah, I'll just go to Disney World all the time because that's all I know right now. But I think Disneyland Paris is going to be the next one because it's the easiest trip for me from New York, and cheapest, I think, relatively. So who knows? My thoughts would change probably when I get to all of the other ones, but I don't want to be denied anything. Don't deny me, Disney. That's just mean. Lisa Cunningham says, do you have a trip booked yet for 2019? I have two. So 25 days I will be there, January 4th through 10th. So if anyone else is going to be there that week and you see me, please say hi. I have some TTA podcast buttons to give away. I might be making some stickers. I'll have some stuff on my person. So definitely come and say hi if you see me. We're staying at Fort Wilderness Cabins. It'll be me. It'll be Rob of Rob Plays, his girlfriend, our friend Laura, and my friend Nikki. Very excited. And then I have a November 2019 booked because with everything coming out and everything opening, I figured that might be a smart place to book it. It's early November, so before Holiday Insanity. I think it's the first week. I don't remember the dates. I think it's the 4th through the 8th. I had to just book something so I would have a room. I have no idea when Galaxy's Edge is opening, but I figured everything else that's supposed to be 2019 will be open. So even if it's not open yet, there isn't that much disappointment. So I think I booked Pop. And that was just to let me have a room and put it there. Otherwise, nothing else. August is Disneyland D23, and that's kind of my year next year right now. Julian says, if you could create a new Disney ride based off a film that doesn't have any attractions yet, what would the film be and what would the ride be like? It's funny you say this. So actually, I did this thing, I don't know if you guys know, later today, Defunctland and TPM Vids and Rob and Disney Dan, they're all doing this really big charity stream. And I donated to it, and so they asked me if I wanted to come up with a ride idea for them to mull over. And I did a Hunchback one. It was called Topsy Turvy Tizzy or something like that, and it was basically like Rock and Roller Coaster, except it could slow down in scenes. But it was all through the topsy-turvy festival, that was the key thing. You could slow down and watch certain scenes and speed up again, and then at the end there'd just be confetti, when you pull into the station at the end. I liked the idea. I'm sure nobody else cares for it though. But also, yes, watch that live stream later. I'm plugging it. Defunctland, 5 p.m., I think to midnight. They're doing a wonderful charity stream with so many channels. It's absurd. You might see a small little holiday, cameo from me in there as well. But check it out. Definitely watch that today, 5 p.m. Eastern. Let's see. If Bob comes to you and has you steal a ride from every Disney resort in the world, what rides would you steal for Disney World? Okay, the Pirates in Shanghai. That's amazing. I would steal that one. I would probably steal... Oh, this is good. I would steal the Beauty and the Beast one whenever it's done. As soon as it would finish, I'd be nope, we're taking that. And just run away with it. Disneyland Paris. I just want to steal the idea of I don't know. Disneyland Paris, I don't know if there's anything I really, really want to steal from them, but I just like the idea of, I don't know, it's just so beautiful. I just like how their area around their castle is, so can I just steal the aesthetic of that? Because that would be great. So what do I have? Tokyo, Shanghai, and then I'm missing Hong Kong. I would probably steal the Iron Man ride from Hong Kong. And just be sorry, I know there's a contract, but we're putting this in Disney World now. Whatever, Universal. I don't want to hear it. Jimmy said he was we're talking about the Space Mountain. He said he was a visual person. So he didn't like Space Mountain because it wasn't visual, but there are visuals. Like, it's not that dark. You can see the galaxy. The galaxy is out there. Just need a little imagination. Firas Nator, thank you for joining. First of all, new face. I love new faces in my stream. Would taking someone fresh to Pandora ride ruin the other rides for them just because they're not as epic? That's actually a really good question. I don't think so. I think I see what you're saying though, is like you'd want to build up to the epicness of like Flight of Passage. I don't think it would ruin other rides. I think other rides are still just as fun. You know, I think doing it first is smart anyway, because it's like the slowest time to go to Animal Kingdom and like go to Pandora's first thing in the morning. So, but I don't think it would ruin anything. I think, it would just be something to, you know, compare to, I guess. But I don't think it would ruin anything. Janet Jung Bloyd, I'm sorry if I said that wrong, Bloyd. Galaxy's Edge is set to open at Disney's Hollywood Studios between December 17th and December 20th, the last days of fall. Is that like a rumor? Because right now they're still saying fall. They're not giving a date, probably because, I mean, it's such a big land. I don't think they want to they don't want to pigeonhole themselves into like a specific date. But if that's the case, I said to someone else, oh, it was Jack from DSNY. He said the same thing. I think it's going to be December. And I was like, okay, we'll pass. Like, it's already crazy enough at that time of year. And then you're going to open Galaxy's Edge. To me, that's like just the worst time. Maybe not the worst time, because they know that people are going to be there ready for the holidays. I just don't want to be a part of it, guys. I just don't want to be a part of it. So at that point, I'll wait till 2020, I guess, which sucks. Like my Star Wars loving self, it's just like, but I don't want to be a part of it. Jimmy says, hanging out with Christine in Disney World is the dream. Well, you know, maybe next year, maybe we'll be able to run into each other. I love hanging out with people there. I have so much fun just like meeting you guys and stuff. David says, I know the off season is kaput, but what time of year do you really try to avoid? Hoping my mid-March trip will be okay since it's before most spring breaks. Mid-March is good. I think just make sure that there's no like, I don't know, run or like any weird sports team thing happening. But actually mid-March is good. I find like May after spring breaks is good. I say the time of year I really try to avoid, like I said, is like, you know, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. And then just high heat in the summer. So like August and September, which I've done. I mean, I've been there for that, but it can be a lot. So it's not like super ideal, but crowds wise, yeah, I would say that. And then I avoid any major holidays. So like when we planned January, we were like, okay, well, we got to make sure that we avoid, was it Martin Luther King weekends? And then February, it's like President's Day, you know, like just those kinds of weekends that you know more people will be off. I just try to avoid those as much as possible. Damien is dropping off to go on Mr. Toad. Have a great time. I love Mr. Toad. It's so bizarre. Jan says, what's the best way to handle post-Disney vacation letdown and return to reality? I just came back from Disney myself and real life is bleh. Yeah. When I come back from Disney, so a lot of you know I live in New York, and man, is that jarring. You go from like Disney to like so many people and just so much noise and everyone's just yelling at each other. No, that's not, I mean, people aren't just yelling at each other all day in New York, though. I'm sure that there's always someone somewhere yelling in New York. I'm pretty sure that's the thing. But it's just so jarring to come here with like all the insanity after being there. Honestly, I kind of wean off. I look at my photos. I still listen to some ride music. I probably plan another trip. That's usually already happening in my brain just so I can like get through it. So after I come up January, I'll be like, okay, D23, let's start planning, because I feel like that's my way of coping. My way of coping is just going back again. It's really bad. Jacob Schmidt says, I heard late fall, so that would still be December. Yeah, I mean, again, fall is technically through December 21st. So, yes, Disney could be like, haha, it's fall. Galaxy's Edge is opening in December. I still just think that's going to be a nightmare. So, as much as I would love to go for the first few weeks of opening, Watch me do it. Watch me say this all now, and then you guys are going to be like, you know, in a year, you're going to be like, Christine, you're such a liar. Fun Disney Fan says, I say the first ride to take someone who has never been to Disney World before is Country Bears. Start with the weirdest you can get. Oh my gosh, I need to take my friend Nikki to Country Bears just to see her reaction. I think she's just going to be like, WTF. I like doing Country Bears to see other people's reactions. Like, I have fun sitting there, and like when Blood on the Saddle comes on, I like look around and see who the horrified people are in the audience. Way entertaining, you guys. Totally worth it. Lynn says, which quick service restaurants in each park would you take a group of people that have never been before? These are really good questions, guys. Oh, okay, quick service, each park, new people. All right, Magic Kingdom. I don't like most of the quick service in Magic Kingdom. I have said this. So I don't think that there's anything really special there. I would probably say Columbia Harbor House because I think they have a lot of options. You've got your classic chicken nuggets if you need it. You got fish, you got shrimp, you got salads. I mean, you've got a lot of stuff there. I think it's easy to appease everyone there. Epcot quick service. I think if you want to do something interesting, I would do the Moroccan quick service. Like if they're more adventurous eaters and are like down with a bit of Mediterranean, I would go with that. Just to give them more of that Epcot feel. Hollywood Studios, again, not the best quick service options there. It's like really hard for me to pick one because I just don't think that they're that great. Maybe ABC Commissary. I mean, they're not great. Hollywood Studios, hard pass. And then Animal Kingdom, Easy Satuli Canteen. I think it's easily the best quick service on property, period, in all the parks. I think it's delicious. So there you go. Let's see. Julian says, what's a property from Fox you'd be excited to be seen at the parks? Buffy. Don't even have to think about that one. I am the biggest Buffy fan in the freaking universe. I want a Sunnydale land. I want vampires. I want werewolves and demons. And I want to see Buffy saving the day and kicking some butt. I don't know. Maybe put it in Hollywood Studios. I don't know. I don't know what you do with that. But that's what I want. I'm still living that dream inside of my head. GM says, all solo Disney travelers should do a meetup. I like that idea, actually. I've been toying with the idea of a solo trip in the spring. We'll see. We know how those things go. But if so, yeah, maybe I could set one up. I think that'd be really, really neat. I think another thing to do if you're a solo traveler and you want to meet other people, Disboards has a whole section for solo and adult travelers, and a lot of the solo travelers create threads that say, I'm going to be there these days. Does anyone want to hang, have dinner, or go on rides together? So it's a really neat way to meet other people that you know are like legit Disney fans and hopefully probably not crazy people. I mean, I don't know. It's the internet. But you know, it is really cool that they have that. So WDW2 says, woohoo, we caught a live stream. Hello from Wales. I am so glad to see you. Oh my God, Wales is so far away. I was just happened in my head and I was like, oh my gosh, you guys are across the pond, as you would say. Janet says, Epcot quick service, always go during Food and Wine Fest. Life pro tip. That's true. That is actually a good point. I didn't even think about that. Or any of the festivals, because they're all mini food and wines at this point. Like, you know, Festival of the Arts, mini food and wine. Flower and Garden, mini food and wine. Like, they've all got, like, their little things that they're doing. But that's actually a really good point. Let's see. Damien says, only 30-minute wait, about to do single rider on Matterhorn. Oh, it's open again. When I was there, it was closed, and I was really, really bummed. But only slightly, because the last time I rode Matterhorn, I felt like I needed a chiropractor afterwards. So, but I'm so jelly. God, just these live Disneyland reports are killing me. David says the Zeppo dark ride where you're checking in on the Scoobies doing important things could be cool. Dude, you're a Buffy fan? Bring it in. Internet across the internet hug. Fun Disney fan says, it was so busy in Magic Kingdom yesterday. They had a flash mob outside of the Country Bears and rode Country Bears twice. The first time, this lady who had never been in there before went, "Are you kidding me?" at Al. I'm telling you guys, I know most of you probably go, Country Bears. Go in, whatever about the show, watch the people around you. It's the most entertaining, 15 minutes of your life. People's reactions are so good. Bill P says, thank you so much for all the info about solo trips. I did my first solo trip November 25th to December 2nd. It was fantastic, and the crowds weren't that bad. Your videos are great and so informative. Thank you, Bill. I really appreciate that. I am so happy that you went. I get so happy when I hear that people go on their solo trips. I love it. It was my favorite time, and I want people to have those experiences. So let me know, Bill, what was your favorite thing about that whole trip? What was your favorite ride, place to eat, or just aspect of being solo? I'd love to know. Julian says, why is the brown derby Cobb salad so good? I don't know. It is, though. It's they're famous for that. People just go for the Cobb salad. I actually like brown derby in general. It's probably one of my favorite sit downs. It's probably top 5, 6 favorite sit downs actually across all the parks. It's a very good restaurant. GM says, yeah, you never know with those sites, but if you do want, definitely let us know. It'd be fun. We're talking about solo trip meetup. I will definitely let you guys know. I think that would be super, super fun. Just go to a park for a day or whatever, and I'll hang out. Cool. So I've got about 5, 6 more minutes. So if you want to start throwing any other questions at me, I would love to answer them. I'm so happy to see so many new faces. It's so fun to see new people, and I love seeing all the repeat people who come through, and you guys are so great, I go through the chat and I'm just everyone's so civil and nice to each other, and I just love it. You guys are a great community. Fun Disney fan says, which ride should be destroyed, Country Bears or Tiki Room? Both. I mean, I probably just made a lot of people upset. I'm not a big Tiki Room fan. Just not. I think there could be cool things in either of those places, but at the same time, I can't think of what. So I feel it's fun that they're still there. I mean, they're both such classics, though. I feel they're not going to go. Not for a long, long time, anyway. Janet says, do solo travelers ever go to character breakfast? That's the only thing I think I would feel awkward about. I just did my second solo trip a few weeks ago. Love it. I did a character dinner at Tusker House solo. I was worried that I was going to feel weird. The reason I booked it was less because of the characters, more because I'd never eaten there before and I really wanted to try the food. And I feel when you're solo, it's totally the time to book the places you never get to go. Forgetting that it was a character thing. And then I realized, and I was do I want to cancel? But I did it, and it wasn't that bad. I mean, it was all kind of, they definitely spend the same amount of time with you. They don't rush you. I got fun selfies with Donald and Goofy or whatever. That was fun, doing a selfie photo. I thought it was really cool. I mean, obviously they spend maybe a few more minutes with the families with kids, but I definitely didn't feel shafted or anything. I did get to talk to the characters a bit. I mean, was it a little awkward? Yes. I'm not going to say it was 100% most comfortable thing of my life, but it really wasn't that bad, and I probably would do it again. Karen says, hi Christine, new subscriber here and loving your content. Any suggestions for late night arrival to Disney Springs for drinks and apps? I would probably say the Edison if you want both, because their food is really good. The drinks, I mean, all the drinks at Disney Springs are a little pricier side. I think the Edison's a little more pricey. If you want, I mean, that just has cool atmosphere, right? It's just really neat theming. If you want other neat theming, there's Doc Lindsay's, which is basically an Indiana Jones bar. They have really good drinks there. Their drinks are actually very similar to Trader Sam's in the Polynesian, which is not a bad thing. So those are really good. And actually the drinks at Homecoming are good. And a lot of these restaurants, guys, you don't have to just go for food. There are bars you can sit at and just have a drink and apps if you want to do that too. Homecoming's food is home style, just comfort food. And I feel if you want that and you want a few bites to eat, you could probably go sit in the bar. You wouldn't need a reservation or anything. and those are really good too. David says, favorite part to end at? I feel weird if I don't end at Magic Kingdom. I guess because I've gone so much, I don't think about it as much anymore. I've ended a few times at Epcot, which has actually been nice. Just like wandering World Showcase and taking my time and not, like at that point of the trip, I feel like I've probably already been on all the rides I wanted to go on, so there's no rush for that. Doing some last minute shopping around World Showcase. I actually really like ending there. But Magic Kingdom feels right. I get it. Like when you want to really say goodbye, I feel like Magic Kingdom's right. There's that thing that I do, like, so even if, like, say the day before my last day is the last time I go to Animal Kingdom, I will say goodbye to the parks when I leave, which is so silly. But I'll be like, oh, well, it's the last Animal Kingdom day. Like, bye, Animal Kingdom. Bye, tree. Like, I don't know why I do that, as if it's some living entity that cares. But yeah, I think Magic Kingdom is quintessential, but Epcot's kind of nice. Let's see. Firas says, are you doing Universal, by the way? Did you do vlogs about it? I did do Universal in 2017. There are some vlogs. I have 2, I think. No, I'm sorry, I have 1. Because we went for 1 day, did Harry Potter. I am doing it again in January. I convinced pretty much everyone else to do it with me as well. We were doing 2 parks 1 day like I did last time, which I find is, if you go early enough, is a good amount of time to kind of see everything, especially all the Harry Potter stuff. So there will be some vlogs on that as well. And I would hope to get a little more time in so that I can maybe make a few more videos on Universal, because I do tend to focus on Disney World, but obviously like to talk about other parks too. WDW2 says, what Disney character do you think should have more merchandise for it? Also, my heat is coming on. I apologize when that starts happening. It can be a little loud sometimes. So what Disney character do you think should have more merchandise for it? Hunchback, obviously. Esmeralda specifically. Come on, give me her tambourine. Give me a little stuffed Jolly. Give me, like, her outfit. Come on. I need Esmeralda stuff in the parks. Fun Disney fan says, which ride should be destroyed? Splash Mountain or Big Thunder? Man, I guess Big Thunder. You're killing me here with these hard questions. All right, I'm firing through the last of these questions. My Disney park memories says, Disneyland Japan had Stitch in the Tiki Room. Would you like it then? Absolutely not. I do not like Stitch. Leave it at that. Fun Disney fan says, which ride should be destroyed? You're killing me, man. Matterhorn or Submarine Voyage? Submarine Voyage. Easy. I didn't think it was that great. Bill P says, seeing all of the Christmas decorations was amazing, and doing Seven Dwarfs at Night during extra magic hours was great. Yeah, I love Seven Dwarfs at Night. It's really, really neat. It feels faster. I always say that. All the roller coasters feel faster at night. I don't know why. I don't know what that is. Jimmy says, I hear ya, but Animal Kingdom can be a great way to cap off a night. It is beautiful. I will argue Animal Kingdom might now be my favorite nighttime park experience. It's just gorgeous. There's just something about it that's just so magical. It's really, really cool. GM says Animal Kingdom is great to end. Rode Everest twice in a row, no wait time. Nice. Janet says, I picked my last park based on the crowd calendar. I went to SeaWorld on the last day, so I had a full night to enjoy after that park. So I went to the Poly to see the fireworks one last time. That sounds like a beautiful last night. Anna says, my family and I always say goodbye to Magic Kingdom by going and patting Casey and telling him we'll see him again soon. Aw, I like that. Okay, so I'm not the only person who says goodbye. Yeah, I say goodbye to every single park on the last day that I'm going to be there. I just have to. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up with Fun Disney Fans' last what should be destroyed question, because you're killing me here with these. Everest or Dinosaur? Dinosaur, and I love Dinosaur, but Everest is so good. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me for another live stream. My next one is probably going to be a live packing stream in January, a couple of days before the trip. I'm going to do, I don't know how I'm setting that up yet because it's going to be in my bedroom, but I'll probably do like a live packing, get ready with me before the trip, probably like January 2nd. I will definitely give you guys the exact date when that's going to happen, but that's going to be really fun. If you want to know what to pack for January or like that kind of weather, then you want to tune in because it's layers, lots of layers. That's the short answer. Anyway, thank you so much, everyone who joined me, new people, old people. This has been so much fun. I wish I could do it all day. Go check out the Defunctland charity live stream, 5 p.m. Eastern today. Do it. Donate. It's for a good cause. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye.